Hey, Whipsnappers, it's Tortoise the Grey. Welcome back to another exciting episode of ARK Survival Evolved. I mentioned last week that we would probably be working out on the island, doing a little bit of infrastructure stuff, just trying to get our new base kind of up and running, and that's what we're going to be doing. I'm trying to do my rounds. We got to pick up some of this stuff, but yeah, so I've done some work. Wait, where's it? Oh no. Why would this end up underneath this platform? But I need that egg! Oh no! That's unfortunate. So yeah, I did a bit of work out here. Jay and I both have done a bit of work. Jay's been working on his raft a little bit more than the island at the moment. But that's alright. He's got quite the infrastructure going on here, so bully for him. It's looking good, looking good. He's even got a bed up there so he can sail around the world, and if he gets himself killed, he can be right back there, which is actually pretty useful. Have yet to do anything to mine, although I did figure out, or rather Jay told me, in fact I'm getting, I want this egg. Gonna have to figure out some way to stop that from happening. All you get out of the way. Pick up, and we'll take. Give me the poop. Why is this so difficult? There we go. Golly. We're working on getting some stuff set up here. Now I've been working here on the. It's kind of a poop/egg factory, and it's definitely not perfect yet. I don't know. I get stuff like instead of rolling down, it glitches through, and like that egg was under the platform, which I hadn't seen before. And so I'm not really sure if that's because it's thatch or what the purpose for that is. But I've got a couple of composting bins that I've set up, and our goal is, you know, we don't really need like berry farming and stuff because we have so much capacity with the stegos now to just kind of crank that stuff out. I'm kind of stuck on the scorpions there, which are new as well, I guess I should say. We've got those from Elwyn. She was recently having a blowout sale. Not really a sale, but she was at the point where she had so many dinos that her area was actually getting really laggy, and so she was asking people like, "Hey, does anybody want these dinos?" And Jay grabbed a couple of pterosaurs from her. 2, 3, 4, 5. Jay grabbed a couple of pterosaurs from her and a couple of raptors, I think, and she said she had a couple of scorpions. And my whole goal for all of this farming stuff is going to be that what I really want out of all this is the ability to create lots of kibbles so that we can go ahead and get some serious taming going. And the extra kibble and all that is going to make it a lot easier for us to get good quality tames and get tames quicker and all that. Things like, so for example, on this server with our taming multiplier, ooh, a dodo egg. Come here, where's the little prompt? With our taming multiplier and the proper kibbles, we should be able to tame a T-Rex in something like 10 minutes. Because our taming multiplier is 2 times. Oh, I don't want to put anything in here. Our taming multiplier is 2 times, and with the right kibbles, it should only take about 20-some minutes normally, and so with our taming multiplier, it should be, you know, almost just around 10 minutes to get some of that going, which is pretty awesome. Okay, wait, I want to get this other one going first. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm working with the composting bins, which you collect the poop from the dinosaurs and other creatures, and you pop them into the composting bins, and that will convert it into fertilizer, which you can then use to keep your crops properly fertilized. And that allows you to grow the crops that you need. Now, we don't need berries, as I mentioned before. The stegos produce enough. Or are able to gather enough berries that it's really not necessary. Let's see, I need 2 more poops. So let's do a round. The stegos can gather so many berries that it's not even worth farming berries. There's so much work. Oh wow. Lots of poop here. There's so much, you know, work to farm, and the stegos can gather so much berries that it's definitely not worth farming berries. It's because you got to get the plots, and you got to get the seeds, and you got to keep it properly fertilized, and all this, you know, hydrated. It's just not worth it. I can take Spike out, and we've got everybody over here on the island now, which I guess I should say. Because Jay was able to, I don't know if my raft is glitchy or what the actual issue is, but I could not get Spike out here. I couldn't do it. Ooh, sorry, he's got a level. But Jay was able to do it for whatever reason. So, good, I guess. Let's see, I want to wait for now. And so Jay was able to get him over here, and so now we've got Prickers, which was the stego that was out here before. Jay renamed it, and then we've got Spike. But I mean, I can take Spike out, and I can get like 1,000 berries, just, you know. And usually in like one, you know, gathering run, I can get like 200 to 300 at each berry. And at that rate, it's really not worth farming for berries. It just isn't. So the farming we're going to be working on today is going to be largely, well, it's going to be entirely for those other crops that that farming can yield. Mainly those high quality, I guess higher value crops. I don't know what they're really called, but we've got like long grass and citronelle and rock carrot and saba root. Those are the 4 we're going to be working on today. And let's see. I guess we're also going to need, this irrigation stuff, so we'll bring that. This is just stuff that Jay's found, or I've found, or crafted, or whatever. Largely from caches, though, I think, is where most of that's coming from. And I have I think it's actually over by the poop factory. I should mention that this poop factory is something, it's a variation, ooh, I see an egg over here. It's a variation on a design that Elwyn created. Elwyn is a member of Ronin. She's a good friend to New Sproutshire. I thought that was going to be another egg there for a second. Okay, seriously, this is kind of why the poop factory is kind of necessary. Egg factory sort of deal, because the bounding boxes is so hard to actually get at some of this stuff. But yeah, so it's kind of this ramp thing. The stuff is supposed to roll off and go, you know, where it's easily collectible. Now, it's not really working as desired, because sometimes things don't roll down, sometimes they do roll down, or they glitch through. Like that one dilo egg being under the platform is baffling. I don't know if that's just because it's thatch, or if there's a greater reason for that. So it needs a little bit of work, and it needs to be extended a little bit. I didn't want to make it a giant one, but this is barely working for like the couple things that we have here. Littlest Red. Okay, so these 2 scorpions. Elwyn her place was lagging out like crazy. And so she wanted people to come get some stuff, otherwise she was just going to kill them. And I've been looking, our goal here is to create kibbles for taming, and the scorpions were actually something that I was going to have to go tame soon anyway. Let me actually look how our food's doing here. Okay, we're out of food. We'll probably need to, or meat. We'll need to go do that at some point, probably. Yeah, so this was going to be something that I was going to have to go tame those scorpions at some point anyway. I had already started thinking about that. Okay, we need to go do this and that and this on the other thing. But then all of a sudden she's like, hey, does anybody want... And it's like, well, I really only want them to gather eggs with because as we're talking about kibble, each dinosaur kind of has its own... okay, so what do we need with this? We need stone, we need fiber, we need thatch, and we need wood. Okay, so I need to go get stone, and then we should be good. It's going to be a bit of a challenge because I don't have Fluffy. Actually, come with me, sweetheart. So with dinosaur taming, each dinosaur pretty much has one specific kibble that it actually likes. And kibble is made, I guess if you guys aren't familiar, kibble is... Whoa, that was weird. Kibble is made with different crops, like, you know, the saba root, some of these higher end crops that we need to farm. You're not able to really get those any other way. Like we can get berries another way or whatever. So we need to actually farm for this stuff. And so I'm probably super encumbered now, aren't I? Yeah. Fluffy hopefully will show up here soon. She's probably already here actually, but we'll start with well, actually we can start crafting these oh no, actually I do need to be in my inventory because I've got the blueprint here. So we'll craft those two and then we'll figure out what we need. But yeah, so we can't gather these higher end crops any other way unless we go raid Ronin like Tribe Awesomeness does. But that's not really the goal. So okay, so we need more wood. Okay, perfect. Because I really only want 4 of these to start. So let's grab more wood. I'm not going to give us 2 more. Perfect. And so we need to actually farm these. And so like kibble, it takes a lot of stuff. It takes like some majo berries. It takes some cooked meat. It takes an egg of some dinosaur, and then it takes, you know, usually like 1 of these higher end crops. Okay, so I'm going to quickly drop off all this stuff again. I'll drop all this off for now. Where's my weight looking? Okay, we should be good. Well, we don't have any blueprints in here, I don't think. I don't want to... Jay's been working to organize some of our... Yeah, here we go. Here's some blueprints. We'll put it in here. Jay's been working to organize some of our crops. I should bring this, and I should move these into the other chest. He's been working to move everything over from the mainland. He's destroyed our little hut out there, and moved all the resources over here so that we can... Actually, Fluffy, I think I'm good, but you can come along anyway. So Jay's been working to move everything out here, but our stuff's still a little bit of a mess. We kind of need to get our main house going over in that cove area there so that we can get our proper storage room going. Because what I really would like to have is one of those large storage chests just for stone or just for, you know, wood, so that we can have like things pretty well organized. Yeah, so anyway, today we're going to be working on getting put in some of these crops that we want to grow for the use of kibble. And so, like, we've got the scorpions because T-Rex kibble, or the kibble that T-Rexes prefer, uses these scorpion eggs or whatever. And so, you know, for a really quick tame, which I prefer, we're going to be wanting to use those scorpion eggs to make the T-Rex kibble or whatever, or at least the kibble that will tame those T-Rexes quickly. But to do that, we actually need to grow, long story short, we need to actually grow some of these crops, and there are 4 main crops. The long grass seed is like the corn, citronal is like a lemon, rock carrot is, you know, carrot, and then saba root is like a potato. And so we are going to, I want to set this up kind of modularly, so that we can expand out if necessary. I don't think we're going to have an excessive amount of these necessarily, but I think enough that, that's almost uncentered more than I would like, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. So we're going to put these in, and then we can expand out as necessary. But we're going to start with just these 4 medium plots, and we may eventually, I don't think we've got, I could buy the medium plot one right now, but I'm going to save the Ingram since we found that blueprint. And so these, you know, we'll be able to put a seed in here, irrigate it, and then put fertilizer in, and we should be able to start growing the crops that we need. Give me 1 second here. Let's go bloom, quality, 0. Get rid of all that lens flare nonsense. And it's starting to become night, so let's put our gamma up a little bit. We'll put gamma 3 for now. So we've got these in here now. So we finally have gotten to the point where we can actually do farming properly. And so I need not a straight pipe. I need intake. Intake is what I need, and we only really need one of these at the moment. This is what, the incline, so we'll probably grab one of those, and then we'll probably want a straight. What is this? This stone tap access water that can refill containers. Now that's interesting. What containers would you be refilling? Anyway. Okay, so mainly I'm just gonna have the one tap at this point. So let's get that in. Let's go 8. Okay, so let's put that there. Stone irrigation pipe intake, and then I need, what, the inclined one is 9. Okay, and then I guess, I can probably just throw the tap right on there at this point. This isn't going to be an excessively large farm. We're not going to try and get, you know, real out of control with our farming needs. That was the only inclined one I've got. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's see. Does that... I mean, that's probably is close enough. Let me see. Let's see. Give me one straight pipe, and let's see what that does. How long is it? Ooh, it's a little long. But let's put it in, just because I think that will look better. And then we probably will expand this out just a little bit, because this kind of back area here is going to be all farming, and I eventually do want to have at least like 2 of each of these plots for you know, this, just to make sure things are working. But let's see. Okay, so we've got this tap now. Now is this okay? So that is not irrigated. That's irrigated. That's irrigated, and that's irrigated. But for some reason this. Oh no, it is now. Okay. For a second, it looked like it wasn't. Okay, so these are all watered, so that works. Only had to use a handful of this stuff, which is perfect. So I'm gonna drop this stuff off here for the moment. Perfect. Get these off the bar. Okay, so now let me double check, make sure that these are all. Ooh, we got another scorpion egg. These guys do not drop very frequently, so let me get that while we can. Let me make sure that these are all filled up too. They are. So each bag of fertilizer will take 3 poops of any size, as well as 50 thatch. So what's in here now will yield 2 bags of fertilizer. But it only yields a bag every 50 minutes, and it doesn't run concurrently. So it'll yield 1 bag in about an hour, and then it will start the timer on the next bag. So it's a pretty slow process. So we actually probably... Now that I'm thinking about it, let's actually do I have resources in here? I think I do. Let me get this stuff open. Yes, so we've got some wood, some fiber, and I probably will need thatch from somewhere else. In fact, let me pull all of this out. This is going to be just the fertilizer chest for now, because it's a pretty small capacity. Let me see. Okay, so let's look here. I want to grow compost bin. I need more thatch. Pretty good on everything else, but I need more thatch. Which we can grab. Alright, yes, I understand that I'm... Ooh, I'm like freezing cold, though. Okay. I want to craft 2 more of these. I want to have 1 compost bin per crop. And I want to get at least a couple of these crops... Well, I want to get each of these crops going, because I want to kind of see if that's going to be enough. I want to know if the ratio is going to be sufficient. You know, if you know, every 2 hours or whatever, or if every hour we get a bag of fertilizer, is like, does the crop plot go through fertilizer quicker than that? I guess is what I need to say. Is 1 bin per fertilizer going to really be sufficient? And so let's see, I've got these. Let me put our gamma up a little bit more. Let's put it on 4. There we go. And I'm actually starting to lose some health, which is a little weird. I've got armor on, right? Is it really that cold tonight? I haven't gone and gotten any hide armor, or not hide armor, but pelt armor yet. At this point, I don't have any plans to like spend a lot of time in the cold. And I was actually watching one of Code's videos recently, and he basically, just with a campfire and going back and forth between the campfire, he was able to survive okay. And so I don't really, it's a lot of Ingrams to get all that hide armor, or that pelt armor, and so for right now, it's not the top of my priority list. Let me grab some food out of Spike here. Let's get some Majo berries and marberries. Don't really care. They all work for me. So as long as I don't accidentally put myself full of narco. Let's eat, which should help with our warmth a little bit. Not excessively, obviously, but there we go. All right, perfect. Okay, so now what I want to do, I've got, no, I didn't grab. There's another Dilo egg. So, oop, hello. So we started putting some of our dinos up there. Some more still need to go up there. The Dilo and the Dodo kibble is really their top priority right now, because, like, I think Dilos are what we need to get in Kylosaurs, and Dodos is what we want for, like, Jay and I both really want some of those little shoulder monkeys or whatever. So that's one of our priorities as well. Okay, so I want to put the next two, I'm going to kind of balance over here, because what I also want to be putting down under here at some point is we want to be putting in some more preserving bins. Is this me? I feel like this was me. Yeah, human. I want to put some preserving bins because our goal is going to be to make this area kind of like our kibble factory. And in order for that to work, we want to be able to preserve stuff out here because kibble requires both eggs and meat, and so we're gonna want to be able to preserve both down here. So I'm gonna kind of spread these out a little bit just for OCD's sake. Now I need give me 1 thatch. We'll put that on here. There we go. Okay, so we got 200 thatch there. We'll pop those in here. There we go. Thatch there. And thatch here. And we'll put this in here. Now we gotta go. I'm sure there's lots of poop lying around, so let's put that away for now. Looks like morning's warming up a bit. Anybody got something for me? Is Serena got another level up already? Or now she was just overlapping with somebody else. So we got some there. Drop by Ozzy. Drop by Ronin Ambassador. The Ronin Ambassador's even helping out. That's how good of friends we are with the Ronin over here. But yeah, so Jay picked up a couple of Raptors from them in Ellen's closeout sale. I just picked up the Scorpions because I wanted them for kibble, and really, I had no interest in like having Scorpions otherwise. I really was only going to get Scorpions at any point just for kibble purposes, so I don't feel too bad about that. You know, I know a lot of you guys, well, some of you guys are really, you know, you get upset with us or other YouTubers if like if people take help, you know, and for one, I don't think that's warranted. But for two, you know, we're trying to play it as best we can, you know, on our own. We're not, you know, taking excessive amounts of help, but every now and then, you know, some things are nice, like, you know, with the saddle blueprint for Spike or whatever, we wouldn't still be able to have a saddle on Spike to do our gathering, and that just is something that makes our lives a lot easier, and you guys don't want to sit there watching us, you know, gather berries for half the episode. So I don't think that really is something that's too much in conflict with doing things ourselves. You know, getting help here or there. We're obviously not, you know, taking all the handouts in the world, but I think, you know, some of that stuff are things that ends up just making our lives easier and making the content more engaging, as opposed to, you know, us having to do the full grind. And otherwise we'd probably be doing that stuff off of camera, and so it doesn't really matter a whole lot in the first place. So yeah, anyway, in case people were going to get worried that we were taking too many handouts, we're good, we're fine. But yeah, so we've got a couple of new dinos. Mainly just, Jay got a couple raptors, a couple pterodons. I don't think we're going to really use them, except for maybe egg production, and or we might, at some point, because fast travel is a thing, I'm thinking we might take some of these pterodons and, because we've got like 6 of them now, we'll probably end up scattering them around the map and having it be a situation where, like, we can fast travel to, like, the northern area, and then, you know, we'll put some tools, a full set of armor and tools and everything out there. We'll drop stuff off before we fast travel, because obviously you use your items if you do that. And then, you know, there'll be something out there so you can fly around. So it'll just be kind of like a backup thing, as opposed to having to necessarily bring all of that around the map if we just need to make a quick run for something, or I don't know. Okay, so I think both of these are now fully set up, which will be exciting. Yep, this one's good. And this one's good. Okay, perfect. So those will each produce some stuff. Now, we've got our irrigation going, and we've got way more poop than we could possibly need. So I'm going to grab 4 bags of fertilizer. There we go. We've got our seeds. So I want to kind of just get an experiment going here. And we probably won't be able to see the fruits of this today, but let's put the seeds in there. Now, can you put more than 1 seed? No, so you really can only have 1 seed at a time, and that'll grow a plant. So that's fine. Let's put fertilizer, put rock carrots in here. So let's see, fertilizer is like 54,000. Okay, I think that might be the max. I'm not really sure. And I'm sure we can double up on fertilizers, so like if we, ooh. Now, why did that seed just disappear? I guess that's probably what's supposed to happen? Yeah, okay. Now, why isn't anything happening over here? I guess it's just not showing it, but it seems to be... Yeah, okay, so it's working. And then we've got long grass seed, which we'll put in here. Okay, so our seeds are all down. They're irrigated, they're fertilized. Now, you see, this is ticking down. It definitely gets going right away. I kind of want to see, so what we're at... Alright, so, there we go. I think that's going to be it for today, guys. I'm going to do this little experiment and kind of see how long it takes that fertilizer to kind of tick down. If we lose more than, like, 1 bag an hour... we're probably going to have to boost our production a bit, and we certainly have the feces output in order to do that. We just would need to put down more compost bins. Thatch is pretty quick and easy to get with the stegos again, so we should be able to make that work without too much hassle. But that's something that we'll definitely need to keep an eye on. Now we're getting a little low, not real low, but we're getting a little lower on spark powder, so yeah, we'll grab this. And keep our preserving bins going. But yeah, so we'll probably end up putting a little more storage, a couple more preserving bins out in the poop factory. We're going to move the cooking area out there. That's just, that whole area is going to be our kibble, you know, production facility. So we'll have the crops, but the crops are largely just going to be to create kibble. We can get all the berries and stuff from the stegos. So while we need majo berries and stuff for kibble, we're just going to use the stegos for that. And then these crops we're going to use for, obviously, the other things. And we will get going from there. We've got the composting bins in. We've got a feeding trough here. I should mention, because we've got, you know, all of our dinos in this area now. Mine are even moved over from over there. You know, all my dinos are up on the ramp for now. Fluffy, you guys saw Fluffy a little bit ago. Spike, Neko's over there. Jay lost one of his guys, we think, to starvation. And so it happened to be, he lost his male. Now, Threep is not in, well, he might be, I guess, because his hunger is pretty full. But, so we've got a mate-boosted pair still, and all that. Basically, what we're going to try and stick to is mainly mate-boosted pairs. We don't need necessarily, now Jay's got the TMNT, which is fine, but I think in general we're going to try not to get overly excessive with the dinos, unless it's like raptors or something where we're, you know, going to go hunting with them and more is better in that instance. But we really don't need like 5 trikes. Like, we've got our 2 trikes, we've got a mate boosted pair of trikes. Well, are these? No, these aren't even mate boosted. So we'll probably end up trying to get a male trike and maybe getting rid of one of these other ones. That'll be up to Jay, they're his, but, you know, because of, you know, the thing with Elwyn, she was getting rid of some because of lag. We certainly have a lot of, you know, occasional lag here, because we've got all our dinos, we've got an island full of dinos, we've got the sea full of dinos, or creatures at least, so it's a thing where we kind of need to, you know, start being a little more selective. Now we've got all these pterodons, but again, we'll probably end up scattering some of these around the map, making them a little more useful. But as of now, we've got our kibble production going pretty much full steam. We're probably going to try and get ourselves a pair of ankylosaurs next episode. We've got the dilos going. Was that an egg or was that poop? We got the dilos going, which I hope they'll start producing eggs a little more quickly. We've got a fair bit of females. We've got Sissy, Petunia, April, and Bonnie? Yeah. So we've got a fair bit of females. We should be getting more eggs than we're getting at the moment, but it's pretty slow. I think Elwyn said they might have nerfed. They may have nerfed the egg production, because I was asking her about Titan boa kibble, if she had any of that, because that is used, I think, to tame. Yeah, that's used to tame the Bigfoots, which is something that Jay and I were talking about. We'd like to, because we're kind of on an enclosed island, it'd be really easy for us to kind of tame a couple of Bigfoots and bring them over here and let them kind of wander and connect fiber. Because as we're doing this construction stuff, fiber is actually one of those things that we're finding ourselves short of a lot. Because we're doing all of our berry gathering with the stegos now. And so we're not getting any fiber when we do that. The stegos don't, and the trikes don't collect any fiber at all. And so we've actually found ourselves a little short on that. We used to be like overflowing with it, but it's gotten to the point where it's like, man, we actually could use some fiber. And now that we're consolidating some of our stuff, and Jay and I are putting all of our stuff together, we're finding we do have a little bit more than I was thinking previously. But it would still be nice because we don't have another way to get that fiber to have that on hand. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna keep going with this this farming stuff. It's definitely you know, almost a full-time job on here. To keep things going, but like, you can only create 1 bag of fertilizer per hour, so once you get them kind of rolling, you can go do your other stuff and then maybe check on it before you log out or something, and that'll make things easier. But we'll probably get all of this stuff really cranking, and then we will next time maybe make a little bit of kibble together. I don't know how long that takes. I know we need this cooking pot. And there's some other things that go into it. I've never actually really done it before, so that'll be interesting. But we'll probably, I may try to make some. I'll do a test to see how long it takes. But I'll probably try and get all of the resources together so we can get some kibble going, and hopefully try and get some ankylosaurs going. We did find a blueprint for an ankylosaur saddle, and so once we get those going, we'll have some good means for metal gathering, because the ankylosaurs are the best dinos for gathering metal. We've got some good rich metal deposits on the island, and so we'll be able to do that without too much trouble. And having a good source of metal is going to make things a lot easier. And we still haven't set up our smithy base and stuff like that. Jay and I have to kind of decide where we want to put that. This little peninsula arm is kind of becoming our working area. We're going to have the kibble factory out here. You know, our main house is going to be over there. Main storage will be over there. I don't know what we're going to do out on that arm. Maybe something else. I don't know. What other kinds of things do we need? I know soon, as in this week, potentially even by the time you guys see this episode, it'll have happened. But we're going to be getting a breeding update where these eggs will actually have the ability to start hatching and stuff, which will be really interesting. And so, you know, who knows what kind of components we're going to have to take into consideration as we build our base out here. But, yeah, this is still ticking along. But yeah, so lots of exciting stuff coming. I'm going to try and get some kibble going so we can do some taming and fighting next time. I probably need to go gather a little bit of meat since we're out on our things, and these guys are probably... I mean, it takes them a while for their hunger to really become a problem. But we are out of meat, so I'll probably go, I'll take the raptors out and gather some stuff maybe. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Torm with the Grain, you guys have been great. I'll let you guys know how this experiment kind of goes. I'm going to keep kind of a time on it and see, okay, well, I'll check back in an hour and see where we're at with fertilizer. If it uses less than a bag of fertilizer in an hour, that's something we can potentially, you know, be okay on. Obviously, though, we're not going to be here every, like, I'm not going to be on every hour to do it, so, and I think if it stops being fertilized, the crops will die, and things like that, so we have to kind of keep that in mind, although we've got so many seeds that I'm not super worried about it, but it's something we need to take into consideration. Anyway, guys, I will bring you back, I will update you on all of this nonsense when we come back next week, and, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Torm with Grain, you guys have been great. Make sure to check back next time for more exciting adventures in ARK. We'll be doing, again, taming and battling and things like that. Gonna try and balance the episodes that way. We'll do some site building, you know, work on the base, as well as then some dinosaur gathering, things like that. So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure those likes, comments, subscriptions for me, guys, and I'll see you all back here next time. Have a good one!